Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 22nd. It's January. It's 2026. All three of those things are debatable, but it is what it is. Where I'm at right now, it is currently 75 degrees, and it is going to get down to the 50s tonight. But it's humid as heck. It's way warmer and more humid than it's supposed to be right now, because sadly, the elites are conjuring up another once-in-a-lifetime storm, and it's going to kick ass from Texas, apparently all the way up to Boston. And sadly, the Trump administration has shut down the NEXRADs and Dopplers. And that's because NEXRAD and Doppler are going to be so obvious in their use and what they're doing and what they're being used for, too many people might find out. So here you go. Here you go. They're shut down. Just like I told you they were going to do, and they have done it. But I got to tell you, if you live anywhere in the United States, in the Midwest, Northeast, all the way out to Texas, these guys are talking about a monster of a storm. And 3 inches of ice will probably knock out power for days and days, if not weeks. I don't know if I hit the button too quick there. At any rate, let's get into this. Before I even start, I want to remind people or show people who haven't seen this as of yet, but on the 1st of the year, 2026, the United States Post Office sent this out to all their letter carriers saying that during large-scale emergencies, epidemics, hurricanes, or civil unrest, you need to keep passing out the mail. Now, for those that are unfamiliar with this has only been done one other time, and it was done during the pandemic, COVID-19, 2020. It's never happened before. Hasn't happened since until now. So be aware of this. These guys aren't playing around. These guys aren't slowing down. They don't have to. They're getting zero pushback other than protesters that are showing up to protest events that they're setting up so you'll show up to protest. Do you see what I'm saying? At any rate, here we go. But you know what? Before I show you that, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you have money in a 401k or an IRA, get it out of the bank right now. Turn it into physical gold and silver that's sent directly to your house, and you have it in your hand, because you're going to lose absolutely everything. And we'll get into that later in this video. I usually wait to the end of the video, but unfortunately, I'm going to do it now, because if you don't use gold coal, trying to get your 401k or your IRA out of the bank early, it'll never happen. They will run you ragged, run you through loops. Gold Co. strong arms them, gets you your money, and turns it into gold and silver. What good's the gold and silver going to be? What are you saving your 401k for? Same thing. You see what I mean? We don't know what the future's going to hold, but we do know one thing. Your 401k and your IRA will not be in the bank. They are absolutely, without a doubt, going to steal it. Whether it's aliens somehow destroying the financial system, or Larry Fink destroying the financial system, or Donald Trump destroying the financial system. They're destroying the financial system in front of your eyes. Get your money out now, or you're not going to have anything. And if you're watching this video, you're already on a list and your social credit score is so low that when they come around with the universal basic income, you won't be eligible. So you'll be living in the streets. Period. Get your money out of the bank. Last call for alcohol, folks. So 3 days ago, I did a video explaining to you that the United States military deployed a weapon against Venezuela. Now, a lot of people are like, Venezuela was a psyop. It wasn't real. Venezuela was not a psyop. It was completely real, and it was to prove a point. A, that the president of the United States can not only take over another country, abduct their president, fly away without any of our troops getting hurt, and hurting all of their troops with a mysterious weapon, and stealing their oil, and bragging about it, and posting on his Wikipedia page that he's the president of the United States and of Venezuela. Well, it turns out that I wasn't the only one saying that, and it's no longer a theory whatsoever at all, because President Donald J. Trump literally said this at Davos the other day when he was going out there on Air Force One, and for some reason Air Force One had to turn back around and come back into land because there was some sort of issues that the mainstream media didn't bother to cover. But when Trump got to Davos, he meant business, and he explained exactly what I was telling you about.
You should be grateful to us. Canada lives because of the United States. Remember that, Mark, the next time you make your statements. I realize that without us, it's not Switzerland anymore. Without us, it's not any of the countries that are represented here. And we want to work with the countries. We want to work with them. We're not looking to destroy them. 2 weeks ago, they saw weapons that nobody ever heard of. They weren't able to fire one shot at us. They said, what happened? Everything was discombobulated. They said, we've got them in our sights. Press the trigger, and nothing happened. No anti-aircraft missiles went up. There was one that went up about 30 feet and crashed down right next to the people that sent it. They said, what the hell is going on? Those defensive systems were made by Russia and by China. So they're going to go back to the drawing boards, I guess.
So yeah, Trump is right out there straight up admitting that they have the weapon that I've been telling you for years and years and years that they have. I can't tell you how I know that, but I know it, all right? I'm familiar with it. I've heard about it. But now they're actually saying it. We've actually seen it used in real life, IRL, as the kids say. And your weapon doesn't do you any good fighting back against the government if you can't figure out how to pick it up. And that's exactly what just happened to Venezuela. Everything they do is multifaceted, okay? Everything is multifaceted. Trump just completely broke international law right in our faces, okay? Right in our faces, because the Americans are the only one that don't seem to know what's really going on. The rest of the world knows exactly who we are and what we're doing and what we're allowing to happen in our name as Americans, okay? You can't use your weapon against somebody if you can't figure out how to pick it up, which is why I told you to go over to this link right here, or don't. Jailbreak Overlander Recovery and Survival Gear. Go over here to EMP Proofing, hit that button right there, and you see this stupid little organic cotton and bamboo EMF hood? Get one of these and carry these. If you see people starting to drop exactly like they showed us in Leave the World Behind, if you see people freaking out just like they showed us in Leave the World Behind, you throw on one of those stupid EMF looking hoodies and wrap your head and hope till it passes, because it's only a pulse. They don't do it nonstop, never ending. It's only a pulse. So the EMF hoodie will absolutely help. And I just pulled up Leave the World Behind and inadvertently deleted it. So that sucks. But you see all this stuff? This stuff right here will help you from that occurring. Get it from me or get it from somebody else. It doesn't matter to me, but get it, because your weapons don't do shit if you can't figure out how to pick them up. I knew this technology existed, and they just had to go and use it in a country, and they did. They stole the oil. They stole the president. They violated international law. Donald Trump has called himself the president of two countries at the same time, which is just ironic, and he's confirmed the weapon that I knew they had. But let's move on to the weather real quick, shall we? Or actually, you know what? Let's listen to Larry Fink do 3-Card Monty or the Shell Game or just talk in circles when he's saying they are doing the digital dollar, period. And this is how he explains it, nice and clear. He doesn't mention the social credit system whatsoever at all. But listen to this.
The movement towards tokenization, decimalization is necessary. It's ironic that we see two emerging countries leading the world in in the tokenization and digitization of their currency. That's Brazil and India. I think we need to move very rapidly to doing that. We would be reducing fees. We would do more democratization by reducing more fees if we had all investments on a tokenized platform that you could move from a tokenized money market fund to equities and bonds and back and forth. We have one common blockchain. We will, we can reduce corruption. So I would argue that yes, we have more dependencies on maybe one blockchain, which we could all talk about.
So you just heard Mr. Fink, Larry Fink, Finkelstein, Finkelgold, Finkelberg, whatever it is. You just heard him explain perfectly clearly for anybody to understand the decimals and it's the social credit system, period. They're going to knock everybody down to zero because, like Elon Musk said, you don't have to worry about saving up for 10 or 20 years. You'll have universal high income. Well, you'll have universal high income if you're a scumbag pussy pushover who doesn't care about anything. B, you don't watch videos like this. C, you've never commented online anything of any type of consequence of truth or anything. Then maybe, okay, you'll be a little bit all right, but you'll have to take all your vaccines. You'll have to do exactly what they say. You'll have to watch your carbon input in, outtake. You won't be able to drive a car anymore. You won't be able to own anything, and you'll be happy. This is what they're doing. And if you're on the list like I'm on the list, then this is going to be your life in their new system right here, straight up.
In China, tens of thousands of young people are suddenly homeless, not because of money, but because the system erased them.
Imagine a society where everything you do, everything you say, and everything you buy is controlled and evaluated by the authorities. This is what the Chinese Communist Party calls social credit.
By using the mechanism of social credit, we'll be able to establish a blacklist of people and create a system of punishment that will be based on a scientific theory. These punishments will serve as a whip to rebuild moral values. Our society needs it.
The country's social credit system decides who's trustworthy. But if you're blacklisted, it's game over. Your WeChat Pay stops working, you can't receive your salary, can't buy food, can't even book a train ticket. It's like being alive, but digitally. Many are now sleeping in the streets, cut off from everything. Jobs, housing, even communication. All because one app, one algorithm decided they don't belong.
It's not science fiction. In China, it's a reality.
Then there's the public shaming. Photo galleries of blacklisted citizens. There's even an app that shows who around you is in debt.
They're not criminals. They didn't steal, cheat, or harm anyone. They just fell too low on a score and vanished from the digital world. Critics say it's a glimpse into the future, where technology doesn't just track your life, it controls it. So ask yourself, if your entire life depended on your digital reputation, how long before you get deleted?
That's all this system is. Period. Period. On its face, it makes no sense. They can't keep 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds from hacking into NSA, CIA, and the White House, but they're going to keep your money safe? Donald Trump is suddenly talking about overriding Congress because what does it matter? And giving out $2,000 to every family that's eligible. Meanwhile, the national debt is just continuing to skyrocket. It's been more than enough time, and zero has taken place. The tariffs cost us more money. They're putting a tax on people selling stuff to us. So who do you think pays the tariff? It's unbelievable, man. Utterly unbelievable. And this number never goes down. You can go to any website and watch this. National debt per household is everyone owes over $250,000. And these aren't the real numbers. The real number right here is about $151 trillion. And Trump's talking about cutting a check of $2,000 to everybody times $300 million. What could possibly go wrong? That'll work. No big deal. He's just trying to calm down the people that might be suddenly getting their heads out of their own asses and going, wait a minute. Donald Trump seems like he's an enemy of the world. He's the leader. He's the magician. MAGA. The only word besides hallelujah that means the same thing in every single solitary language. I show this all the time for a reason. Every time. Magic, magical, witch, sorceress, witch, magician, wizard, illusionist, magician, priest of the sun, magician, enchanter, period. People need to wake up. But speaking of magicians and conjuring and such, the weather is coming and it's bad. It's bad.
Off with the European model, which has been the MVP for this storm, in my opinion. This is what it's going to look like out there Saturday, January 24th at 1 a.m. We are going to be live on this channel, likely around this time. We're only going to be not live whenever I'm sleeping, pretty much, for the duration of this storm. But we're going to have heavy snow coming together in Kansas and a thin band of our mixed precipitation, including freezing rain, coming together over the Red River Valley. It does look like Dallas is going to start off as cold rain, but that will quickly transition into a freezing rain at some point in the future. And that's what we're about to find out as we pull this a couple hours forward. You can see that huge area of freezing rain expanding into Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Also, our snow is becoming heavier on the backside from the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas into Kansas, Missouri, and Arkansas.
Now, seeing how that's Ryan Hall, y'all's video, I'm not going to use it all. But that weather's going to start in Texas. It's going to freeze out Texas. It's going to freeze all the power lines, and then it's just going to move from Texas all the way up to Boston. It's going to smoke the Ozarks. It's going to smoke Kentucky. It's going to smoke Virginia. It's going to make its way all the way up to Boston. So be prepared in any way you possibly can. If you can't do anything else, get coffee cans. Put a little bit of sand in the bottom of them, or kitty litter, and put those little tea lights or little candles in them. One of those little guys right there, or two of those, will heat up a room. If you have to, if you lose power, hang up blankets around your doors and isolate one room and stay in that one room if you lose all your heat. Save up as much water in clean milk cartons or any type of containers that you have right now. Keep your toilet flushing to an absolute minimum, okay? To an absolute minimum, because if you lose power and water, don't waste all your water flushing your toilet. But don't flood your toilet with toilet paper and whatever else. Do you see what I'm saying? Just get ready for this. Google what to do when the lights go out. Or go over to Jailbreak Overlander and watch one of the videos that I've made for this exact same thing. Surviving the winter outside, surviving indoors and outdoors in the winter, making heat when there is no heat, etc., so forth, and blah, blah, blah. Do you catch what I'm pitching here? Because this is serious. These guys are not stopping. They don't have to. Nobody's slowing them down. Nobody's stopping them. They wiped me out. Back during COVID, they wiped out all the actual truth channels or channels that were trying to tell truth and replaced us all with the right wing, Nick Fuentes and all these jerk-offs. These people aren't us in any way whatsoever at all. They're still keeping you in the left-right paradigm. They're still keeping you looped up in politics and who killed Charlie Kirk and why Erica Kirk is an absolute whore. That's what they're keeping you focused on. I don't talk about that stuff because it's completely and utterly irrelevant. Do you see what I'm saying? Does it make sense? At any rate, be ready because this storm is coming and it's going to be a beaut. Where I'm at right now, they're doing exactly what they need to do in order to conjure up this storm. They're chemtrailing like you read about, and it's incredibly hot and humid, which was also something you would require to keep that storm moving the way it needs to move. And if anybody can find an actual radar that shows Doppler and NEXRAD, RJCJR10 at yahoo.com. Otherwise, please don't send me videos of TikTok links and all sorts of other bullshit that you think's important that I don't care about. I get too many emails, and I actually go through my emails. I try to reply to people that have real questions or require actual help. I don't care what you think is interesting. I'm sad to say. If it's interesting and if it pertains, it's in my videos already. Do you see what I'm saying? Stay off TikTok. It's a weapon. I don't care what the other shock value halfway truth channels are telling you with their complete and utter clickbait nonstop videos with the same titles that start out okay and then end up in wacky world. That's not what I do. It's not what I do ever. You know what I mean? That's how you get the views. I don't need them. I need you guys. All right? There's only going to be a few of us left that know what's up when it happens. It's happening. Be ready. This is happening right now. And as this video progresses, you'll see what I'm saying. Or maybe you won't. I don't know. So if you're a subscriber to Dutch Sense and you've been following these earthquakes and looking at what's going on, yeah, large activity West Coast. Be prepared this week. Meanwhile, we've got a once-in-a-century storm coming again. And this right here is the result. All these earthquakes are the result of HAARP. I love watching these new truth channels that pop up on TikTok and all these other channels that are recycling information that myself, Dutch Sense, all sorts of channels came out with years ago. The actual research where we found it. These guys are just finding our work, recycling it and putting in wrong information. HAARP doesn't control the weather. NEXRAD and Doppler control the weather. HAARP creates earthquakes. And whenever HAARP creates earthquakes, you'll have a make-believe northern lights or aurora borealis all over the country. That's what HAARP does. HAARP is a very targeted thing. There's one in Alaska. There's a bunch of them, all right? There's one in Alaska, and everyone's like, it controls the weather. No, actually, it doesn't. It makes earthquakes. A very specific machine to do a very specific job, and they're doing it all right now. So understand that. So if next time you're listening to one of your favorite new truthers, and they're like, HAARP controls the weather. Nope. Is this thing on? No, it doesn't. HAARP creates earthquakes. That's what it does. That's all it's ever done. That's what it does. NEXRAD, Doppler is why all of a sudden, once those things started going up in the last 10, 15 years, we started having massive geoengineering and massive 100-year storms every 15 minutes. And we're having one right now. Well, we're having a breakout of earthquakes all over the place. They're doing this. I can't say that enough. It's not coming. I don't care about haunted houses. I don't care about any of this stuff. They're spraying the sky so much right now, I have to believe that they're going to hit us with the 100-year storms. They're going to hit us with the earthquakes, and then they're going to hit us with aliens, which will cause a financial collapse, just like the UK just told us. United States' alien disclosure could bankrupt the entire financial system. That doesn't even make any sense, but they're going with it. And I'll tell you what, they're spraying the sky like they're running out of time, because they are. Check this out. This is Florida today. Totally natural. Nothing to see here. This is in Naples, Florida. All day, every day. So to wrap this up, you need to decide and pray to God to inform you of what's true and what isn't. All right? I'm not running around the entire internet all day. When I make videos, I do my research and then I go out and live. I live. I'm not sitting in a house on Reddit and TikTok and all these other stupid things. There's no need for it. The entire New World Order plan is right in front of our face. And I've been showing it to you for almost 20 years, and now it's happening. It's in motion. It's not going to stop. There's no way to stop it. We can't stop it, but we can survive it. And if you can focus on what's real, what's important is paying attention to what's going on around you right now and making sure you get as many ducks in a row as you can possibly muster, period. And with that, I guess I'm done. Richie from Boston. It ain't going to get any better, people. You need to pray to God Almighty to guide you in word, deed, and action. And if you are unable to prep, if you are unable to move any place, like get out and be mobile, pray to God. And when they come for you, and they will, resist. And they'll take care of the rest. And you will finally meet the Father after Jesus returns and after Judgment Day. No one goes to meet the Father until Jesus returns. I love listening to Erica Kirk saying, Charlie's in heaven. Is he really? Because since he pretended to get shot or whatever actually happened, Jesus came back and judgment happened? Because otherwise, nobody's in heaven. But on that, I'll digress and I'm out.